What is going on, guys? We're back on the video today. We are in another rebuild. We're doing a realistic rebuild of the Arizona Cardinals. Now, most of the rosters aren't going to be properly set from when it comes to the draft, but of course ours is. We have to trade Rosen, do everything we can. We're going to have the roster that the Cardinals have coming up in real life. Unfortunately, a lot of these guys aren't going to be very great in the later rounds, but we'll still try to get them and go from there. I don't know how anyone else is doing their realistic rebuilds, or for this type of real life roster, but that's the way we're gonna do it. Hopefully, we can get everyone. I think we can avoid getting Kyler Murray 1 overall, but I don't think we can get Byron Murphy. That's what I'm worried about. Byron usually goes pretty high in this thing, late first. Usually, Kyler lasts a long time, so hopefully that works. Otherwise, all of this is all for nothing. Byron Murphy, number 1 overall, makes no sense, but we'll fix that afterwards. Kyler Murray's no longer here, unfortunately. I don't know where he went. Normally he lasts super long. We'll just have to get him after this. Now I guess I probably should have done that in the first place anyways. Where is our guy? Is Hakeem gone as well? Jesus, I really needed to... I tried to use a different roster, but they're all pretty much the same. I'm going to go with Zach Allen here. Let's see what we're rocking with. Quick dev, 77 overall. They got him for a steal in real life. We should be able to get Andy Isabella with the first pick coming up here. I just want to get all the players that they have in real life. Obviously, Kyler Murray is going to be a pain, but we'll have to cheat to get him, and we'll fix it for whoever took him. Maybe we'll get lucky. Andy Isabella joining the team. Now we get Deontay Thompson. Decent player. A lot of these guys will start. That's how rough this roster is. So I'm actually curious to see where Kyler actually went. We're going to have to obviously change this whole rankings. Devin White, number 2. So it seems like Buccaneers almost always get Devin White. Kyler went to the Giants at 21. What a smart choice. Giants will be getting Josh Rosen. Of course, it really doesn't matter what the teams around us look like as long as we have the proper players. That's all that really matters, especially in Madden Sim. By the way, if you guys are enjoying this video, or you guys think you're enjoying the video, I don't know how you do that. Maybe like the video. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe. Give me a chance. Obviously, it's more desperate times than ever because Madden 19 is slowly coming to an end here. All right, so everything seems to be in order. We have Kyler Murray at quarterback. I don't know why his face is always Devin Wade, but I don't really care. What's the dev? I got to give him Superstar because EA is going to... Honestly, I was talking about in the Legacy CFM. I think that they may give... I must call them Devin White. Kyler Murray, Superstar X Factor, honestly. I think it would be interesting because I feel like you'd probably have to give that to Lamar Jackson as well. It's a weird situation because those guys are X Factor guys, at least early on, once it comes down to 3 or 4 years down the line where we're like, okay, yeah, they're not really good, or, oh, crap, yeah, they're definitely good. I feel like you can't really tell. Hakeem Butler should probably be the number 1. This wide receiver core, there's no real number 1 guy. And Hakeem Butler clearly has the body for number 1, so that's what we're going to do. Christian Kirk, I don't even think he's that tall, is he? Is he 6 foot? He's 5'11". I mean, we got some smaller guys that definitely not really a number 1 role guy for me, early on in their careers anyways. Got some good DBs, coming in here. Hopefully Deontay can look, nice after the first year. We should be somewhere in the playoff picture probably after next season. So we have some re-signings. DJ Swearinger, apparently he's a star dev. That's kind of unfair because I don't feel like he really is. Robert, we will, even though he's really bad strength. We'll give him a 6-year deal. I feel like with the talent on this team at DT, he could at least be a number 2 for pretty much the majority of his career. DJ Humphries, once again, this is a realistic style, so I think with him being one of their best linemen, he kind of has to stay on the roster. Philon, maybe. I don't know. That strength is low. Like, where is the value? Let me see this. He's useless. He's a fast guy, but he's really just not good. Kevin White, I think probably career should just be called at an end. Swearinger, I mean, a 4-year, $19 million deal. He must have done good year 1. I guess I'll give him the deal just because of that dev. I think he may be able to play for at least 2 more seasons, so hopefully. So year 1, honestly, year 1 of the Kyler Murray world here. Hopefully we don't make the playoffs because honestly we just don't. Yeah, we don't need to be in that category. 4-12. We'll take a look at the schedule because in fairness we were 3-7 at one point. So we must have just lost like every game. So we beat the Panthers, not a bad team to beat. Browns, that's really impressive. Bengals, and then Packers. Well, we saw that happen in real life, unfortunately. Let's take a look at the stats and then the awards. So Kyler Murray, I don't know if that's enough touchdowns to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. If it isn't, that's a huge blow. Please. Wow. Oh, we're an NFC team. Wow, never mind. Stupid. Yeah, Andy Isabella did pretty well as well. Devin White, very good chance of that happening. Let's take a look at the actual stats now. Kyler Murray, obviously 20 touchdowns is very low, 11 picks. David Johnson was okay, nothing spectacular. Receiving, just a lot of nothing, really. I mean, the three main guys, they got decent yardage, but no one really shined. Sack totals, just absolutely atrocious. Pick totals, I thought Byron was doing well because he had like a lot. What dev did they give him? Star? Superstar? Maybe that's why, I don't even know. But let's send him to the Super Bowl because, of course, we're not in it anyways. And it's the LA matchup, Chargers versus the Rams. I want the Chargers to win this, and they do not, unfortunately. 78 overall. What is their contract re-signings? Anyone big? I think we already got rid of that. Well, he's a decent punter, so I suppose we'll give him the deal. I don't know where our money is, by the way. Like, we don't have any big names. I think we're going to let all these guys go. Take a look at what free agency looks like. 35 mil to work with. What is the free agents? So, running back Derrick Henry, Eric Ebron. Julian Edelman would be a decent signing for this team. Something tells me he just wouldn't sign with the Cardinals, though. So we offered on Shaq Thompson and Krepsies. I don't know where this guy came from, but he has a star dev. I gave him a massive 6-year deal. He's a 74 overall, but he will be an automatic starter for us. Maybe even at left guard. We'll see what we want to go with in the future. Miles might move up because Pugh is just taking a big step back here. So I have no idea what pick we have here. It is number 1. So this is an interesting one because we do have a lineman, which is one of the biggest needs going here, and he looks amazing. I think this is going to be the first lineman first player off the board. 24 is a little worrisome, but he is an amazing player. I think this team needs a lot of work, though. So realistically, we should just try to go for best available player after trading down, in my opinion. We need a lot of help. It doesn't really matter who we take here. We're not going to be done there. So I think we're going to move down a few spots and see what we can get. Let's move down to maybe Carolina. Carolina's going to give us a first round next year, a third round this year, and pick 4. I think that's perfectly fair. This could actually be a lineman. It could be Sergio. It's a free safety. That guy was very good, in fairness. There's no way Sergio falls. If Sergio fell to us, that is a huge need, man. But you take a lineman over a pass rusher. We're not in a 4-3. Like, this lineman looks insane, but this Rashard Todd guy looks very good himself. I'm trying to think. We have Zach Allen. Chandler Jones needs to be replaced. We have Hassan and Reddick. We have good coverage linebackers. Todd would actually be a huge piece. I think we got to go Todd. I think Sergio is going to be insane, but we got to go with Todd. 82 overall, quick dev. A very good player. I can't be mad with that. Man, that was tough because Sergio is going to be insane, man. He really is. We may look to trade up here because I think there may be a linebacker pick like 20 if we're lucky. Once again, I wish you could choose where you wanted to go because there's a lot of linemen here. A lot of late first, but will any of them actually reach late first? I don't know. I don't really know if we have a pick at number 1 that I would really even care to have. So we trade pick 33, 69, and Justin Pugh for 19. I think we probably will have to give him a third round as well. We'll get rid of that. We'll get to that afterwards. Got to make this pick count because we don't have another pick for quite a while. Taylor Hopkins, man. He's good in coverage, super fast. Pass coverage usually does so well. DT. I don't think DT is even that important, honestly. Hopkins, please. Quick dev. He is very fast. He's a very good player. It would be a great user pick. I just hope that DT isn't super solid because, once again, we could have taken a linebacker in the 3rd here. Well, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what if we made a good decision or not. Maybe there's still a DT here for us. Russell Dent. Don't need him, but he does have a cool name. This DT, we don't even have him on our list, but he's okay. Do we want to just go with one of these DTs anyways? Like, look at this. Sean LeBlanc. Perfect. Would have been the perfect pick for us. There's 2 options. Sean Harrison, who's 22. good power move. Or Sims, who's 23, slightly stronger. He's a mid-third, ranked as a, what is it, a mid-second? I think Harrison's the better of the two. I think so. 75 overall normal. You know, the EA doesn't really have any uniqueness to their drafts anymore, so that was about as expected as you're going to get. Late 5th. I'm going to go for him. Normal dev, 75 overall. I thought maybe with how smart he was, maybe they would give him better dev. I don't know. I just hope that guard's there. He better be, man. This is a whole round up. No question about it. Noah Braham, please. Normal dev, man. Every single guy. Like, does EA realize how hard it is to develop guys that are normal dev? It's impossible. So we already know our draft. Let's take a look at some of the guys that we could have had and we were going to take. Biblov was on my list for middle linebacker. Superstar dev, good player. Samuels, I don't even know who the hell this is. Oh, that was the slow pass rusher. Absolute bust and a half. Jesus. Obviously, Todd was a great player. Blake Eubanks, okay tight end. Look at this corner, holy fast. Carrick Rutledge. Bills would have one hell of a defense, man. They already do, hell. Tyler Cooper's always the guys with the super speed, no freaking agility. Cooper Lang, who's this guy? Superstar development. Very good player. Speed's a little lacking, but wow, that is one of the best quarterbacks I've ever seen. Sergio went all the way to number 9. He was only quick dev, so I wouldn't say we dodged a bullet, but we definitely didn't lose out on a once-in-a-lifetime guy, even though he is amazing. The development trade makes him pretty much just an average player. Jeffrey Potter is one of the other middle linebackers we were debating on. Todd Schwartz, another middle linebacker we were debating on. There was some really good players. This is, just like all of our other rebuilds, the first draft we personally, actually do very good again, man. There's a lot of talent in this class. It's really good. Here's Lovell, 79 overall, quick development. Very good player. Once again, it was really just a pick who you want. Do you need a linebacker or a DT more? And, they both had the same dev, so it doesn't really matter. Jets possibly with the best cornerback, just for the fact that he does have some agility on him as well. Maybe I'm forgetting someone, but I don't think there was any. Oh, there was a running back I wanted. Was this the guy, J.J. Gaithers? It might have been him. I don't even know. There may have been someone I forgot. Who cares, honestly? We drafted who we drafted, and the development traits are just going to be the way they are. That's just the way it is sometimes. All right, so here's some more re-signings. Not mad with Hassan Reddick here at all. I'm going to give him a 5-year deal. We have a lot of money to work with. No big-ticket quarterback right now. I know we... actually, no, I guess Kyler's making a bit of money, but... yeah, not as much as, the next team is really going to be paying their guy. On average, Buda Baker, of course, gets a contract. Patrick Peterson, let's just knock it out now. EA is going to screw us if we don't. $9 million for, a guy that's still pretty good. And obviously, more importantly, a guy that even if he regresses is still worth that $9 million mark. Gilbert and Suggs, those are two guys that are really old for their position. So we might as well wait it out on those guys. And then we have some backups we'll probably take a look at real quick. Ruby Ford, I think he's good enough as a backup, so we're going to give him a 3-year deal. Happy to join us back for another year. TJ Logan, you can get a lot of cheap running backs, so we're not going to worry about that. Headed to the playoffs. Like I said, I said either this year or the next year we'd probably make it or get very close. Let's hope that's the case early on. It is not. 9-7, though, that's perfectly fine. Of course, we missed the playoffs, but 9-7, less yards, more touchdowns, slightly less picks. That's the way I like to see it. David Johnson could be a normal dev by now. Quick dev, he dropped down. Did he? No, he didn't. Okay, so not a whole lot of requirements to be good on this team. Indy Isabella and Kirk, and all of them, they're really not developing well, just based on that. Ricky Seals-Jones could be decent, though. Nope, he is not. He's keeping up with the receivers, so I figured maybe there was a chance. Hassan Reddick playing the edge did pretty damn well. Zach Allen playing DT number 1 did well. Todd, very disappointing season, but quick dev, young, on the practice block. Could be like an 85, 86 overall, which would be pretty good. Kick return, punt return, nothing. Andy Isabella was the guy. What was that? I was going to look at blocking. I want to see how good we're blocking. We're actually blocking pretty well. Considering how bad of an overall we are, I don't know if that's just the Kyler Murray effect. Kyler Murray experience, now on YouTube through the Jeromepkr channel, if you want to take a look at that. But yeah, that's pretty low numbers for how bad this offensive line really is. 85 overall. We're not bad as a team, though. Kyler Murray, he's struggling more than any other Kyler Murray, I've ever had. So it's kind of worrisome, but 86 overall, he's getting there. He's very close. Hopkins is good. Thompson went up a few overalls. Thompson at the safety position doing all right. 86 overall for Todd. Zach Allen really came into his own with that double-digit sack season. Budda Baker will be our number 2 now. Patrick Peterson is going to thrive. Realistically, this defense honestly should be locking down. With a decent front 7 and an amazing cornerback core, this team should be completely locking teams down. This is probably going to be a Cowboys win. They usually do well around season 3, and they do here. Zane Gonzalez, he missed 5 kicks out of 22. That's not terrible, so we will give him an offer. Something tells me he's not going to resign, even though that's very fair. He actually does resign, fair enough. Van Hansen, interesting name. I like it. Gilbert, I just can't do it. Sorry, buddy. And then, of course, Suggs. He did end up retiring, so there's that. We have some backups here, but once again, I think we could fill those backups in free agency. I think we can get better players. Got to get younger. Got to get younger if the players aren't going to be good. As much as I love realistic rebuilds and all that, you do have to factor in the Madden aspect as well, where we basically have a cheat code. We basically know how good players are. And there's no team in the world that's going to choose an older player if they know the younger player is going to be just as good, if not better. There's no reason. They would never do it. So that's just the way that is. Do we want to bid war with Amos? For some reason, Swearinger's an 87 overall. I don't know how you go up in overall at that age. Maybe they fix that. Oh, OJ Howard. Welcome to the team, buddy. Speaking of O.J. Howard in our Bucks League, you better believe that man's going to be a beast for us. David Njoku, of course, as well, but a lot cheaper. Trubisky, surprisingly, 87 overall. Quick Dev. Looking pretty decent, honestly. Larry. DT was a need for us until Zach Allen became a beast. So, I know he's probably not a traditional DT, but he's kind of got the size for it a little bit. So, we allowed that to go on. Running back. Definitely a factor for us, so we probably should take a look at that position soon. Philip Lindsay, how much he wants a 4-year deal? We can't do a 4-year deal for the guys that are about to be in that regression state. We'll go with Foreman, though. Don't really expect too many people offering on Foreman. Let's see. I mean, mostly offensive line is going to be the main issue for this team, so we'll see about that. So O.J. Howard accepts. Surprisingly, Foreman accepted so early on as well. I didn't really expect that. Seals Jones, we do have him on a long-term deal. I signed him to like a 4 or 5-year deal before we got to the draft. So, of course, he'll be on the team for a while. Could never have enough tight ends, though. Offensive line, we do need a new right tackle, kind of. I mean, the offensive line isn't terrible. I mean, they played well as well. So, it's going to be the main look, though. Pass rush is fine. Maybe a new linebacker soon. Jordan Hicks has got to be getting in that. 29 years of age. Thompson, what is his dev? Quick dev, 27. That's fine. Strong safety, I mean, if he's going to continue playing at a decent level, there's no reason to worry about it. I think we're going to be looking at best available, but also going to be looking at offensive linemen. Maybe even a running back, honestly. Holy crap, 4.77. What are you, a damn fullback? Oh, we have one of those dudes. Oh, that sucks. Obviously, O.J. Howard's a great player anyways, but look at this. Oh, my God. That's sickening how good he is. So we have pick 14, and the problem with pick 14 is that this isn't a very strong class, but it is a decent top 5 lineman class. If you can land one of the top 5 linemen in the class, you're doing pretty well. I'd be willing to take any of them, really. I don't even have him on the star list, but I'd really be willing to take any of those guys. There's about 5 players here in the top of the list. Really, Moulton, whatever his name is probably the worst of the bunch. We're going to try to make a move up if we... if we have to for one of these linemen, which we will. Definitely will. So there's one. Unturl. Mooten. Okay, that's fine. I don't care. Moulton. Jason Green, cornerback. I don't know who that was. There was a decent cornerback, but he was later. And there may only be one lineman left. It's Chris Cannon, who, in my opinion, was probably the worst one besides Moulton. I guess we're going to make a trade-up, because once again, that's the biggest need on this team is offensive linemen. We're going to trade Miles, a 3rd round this, and pick 14 to move up 5 spots. This left tackle is, probably the best guy here. That tight end's nice, but we really need a good left tackle in here. He instantly becomes our best offensive lineman. Not a bad pick. I wish one of the development traits would work out for us, but clearly not. If that would have been that tight end, that would have been insane. Who's going to get this tight end? The Chiefs. Could you imagine going from Kelsey to that guy? Unfair. This Yates guy looks absolutely insane. It's a risk I'm going to take him. I don't care. Yates, 83 overall. That's really high. Honestly, he could start over David. David's kind of fallen off, and this Yates guy is almost the exact same overall as him. Maybe we'll just leave him as a backup practice squad for a while, but Yates, with that overall, was definitely worth it. Hopefully this lineman is here. I probably should have actually traded up. He's a third rounder. What is he, a mid-third? So I would say we'd probably have to take him here. Just making sure there's no one else. Walker Cobb, he was okay. But yeah, I think the guy we took, the fact that the other one's gone as well, I think it was a good decision. Here comes Tate Huggins, quick dev. Probably another starting caliber lineman for us somewhere on the line. Broncos works out for me. They will take it, so that's somewhat fair. Walker Cobb's still there, but it's just not that big of an importance. We already took a corner running back. Tyrick Gardner, very talented, super fast. Kind of reminds me of Jamel Dean a little bit from the Buccaneers. Definitely excited to use him in our next legacy franchise when we are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which is going to be super fun, I think. Now, I don't really know if there's anyone we really want to look at. Maybe take a look at the linemen, see how much of a bad decision it was to not try to trade up a little bit higher. But even the trade up we made was a little bit rough. I think we have to give them a third round next to make it somewhat fair. We landed some okay players. Not a bad draft considering we were lower than normal. Who's this guy? Gregory Fletcher. Normal development, but he is very fast. I don't know if he's worth pick 1, though. So here's the first lineman taken. Bryce. Definitely worth the pick. Kind of looks like a Steeler as well. Moulton was actually a lot better than I thought he was going to be. Did we really land the worst lineman? Please tell me we didn't. Oh my god, it's looking bad, guys. Did we really take the worst lineman? Okay, Ross Zimmer. So Zimmer was the only guy worse than ours. Oh, that sucks. The only thing I want to take a look at now is the other running back that was taken. Here he is. Serious. Reggie Burton. Better development, which is nice, but our guy is a better overall, so I don't know. It's a very close one, I think. Running back's a little bit different than most positions. Like offensive lineman development, one dev really changes everything, but running back, it doesn't matter nearly as much, I don't think. All right, so we're in 84 overall, but we have a little bit more young, better pieces. This wide receiver core really needs to step up. I mean, you look at the receiving core, O.J. Howard just joined the team, and he's the highest overall skill position. Hell, he's the highest overall in the damn offense in general. Yates is probably going to be the second highest by the end of the season. He's not even going to start. But, of course, we have some young wide receivers. Isabella really hasn't developed. Kirk hasn't developed. We have the sliders at about 200%. So, I mean, there's really no excuse. Normally, we'd have a much better team by now. So, I really don't know what to tell you. So, Patrick Peterson, David Johnson, Kirk definitely gets a contract. Even though he's been average at best, he's definitely a good player. We're not going to get much better in the draft unless we get a better development trade guy. That's the one thing that I don't really like is no matter how good they are, unless they have a ridiculous season, if their development trade sucks, they're just going to suck. So we're probably going to lose Patrick Peterson and David Johnson. Depends on, what the tag is for Johnson, or maybe we can get him on a 1-year deal. I don't know. But we're definitely not giving him a 4-year deal. Heads to the playoffs here. I don't know if we're going to make it, but okay, 9-7, not bad. The Rams are 12-4. I must say, was it this season? One of the teams was like 10-0. I thought it was the Seahawks, but I guess it was probably the Rams. One team was 10-0, but apparently they didn't win all the way out. Where are the touchdowns? Holy crap, this team sucks. Hakeem Butler almost 1,000 yards. Oh, we're getting close. Getting real close. It's just like this team doesn't have any offensive possessions. I don't know what it is. The offensive line's playing well. I don't know. I really don't get it. Hassan Reddick has been killing it ever since moving to edge, which I absolutely love. He's a superstar dev now. He's very good. I can't say the same for the guys like Todd. Pick totals, anyone big? Byron, he's been the best corner on our team, but not by much. Zane Gonzalez has been very average. Yates with a kick return touchdown. That's nice. I'll take that. I don't think we would have won any awards. Let's take a look at what the overalls are before we take a look at our first and potentially only playoff trip of this entire rebuild. Offensive line, it's getting slightly better over time. Kyler Murray's almost a 90. Yates is already almost better overall than David Johnson. He didn't even start. Hopkins is the best linebacker on the team. The D-line's looking good, even though Reddick's really the only guy performing other than maybe Allen. Cornerbacks are decent. Safeties are getting there, I suppose. I don't understand how Swearinger hasn't regressed. I guess to be fair, that'll probably happen after the season. But let's take a look at the Rams. Are the toughest team we're probably going to be able to face, as it's the only team. 87 overall versus their 89, so it's not completely, unrealistic for us to win. I just don't have a whole lot of faith. All right, once again, this is probably going to be a rare thing for us. Honestly, for the entire rebuild, this could be the best we see. I think the max we'll do is maybe 4 or 5 years. We'll see where we're at. Defense is doing pretty well. I mean, this is kind of what I expected from the team. An amazing defense with an offense that has potential that just hasn't lived up to it. I mean, if this was real life, you would be shocked to see the Cardinals go toe-to-toe with the Rams. Even in the future, the next few years, I don't expect that to be able to be something that's truthful. But here we are with a potential chance. What a clutch play on 4th and 2 to tie this game up and then some. Did we just turn the ball over? We did not. We actually took the lead with 9 minutes left. Defense forcing a punt. Offense has a chance to close the game out. 3rd and 9. I think even though you have an amazing offense or defense, I think you go for this. I don't remember what rebuild it was recently, but like you have Kyler Murray. Like get this first down. Like, what's so... Hopefully the defense makes a play. I had Y wide open, and I decided to play like a rookie. I can't believe I just did that. But hey, you seen the way they drove down. Failed 2-point conversion. You see the way they drove down in like a few plays. It was a smart decision. We just failed. Chance to win the game here. Hello? And a 4th and goal. They couldn't do the job. I don't know how the game's going to play this. If the game doesn't call timeouts, I swear. And they lose the game anyways. I kind of feel at fault, but at the same time, they blew it down the field. I should have had that first down, but at the same time, defense blew through us in 3 plays. So what's the difference? Doesn't really matter. You know, 3 plays for 45 yards for a touchdown versus, what, 6 plays for 80? There's not really much of a difference there, especially with the punt potentially going into the end zone. Jared Goff really didn't play well, but unfortunately... Todd Gurley per carry did a much better job than David Johnson. Sack totals, we kind of kept up with them. We had 2 picks. They had none. Zane Gonzalez missed a field goal, which, I mean, I would assume that changes the game quite a bit. But unfortunately, it doesn't matter because we do not advance. Honestly, a little, even shocked we made it here and went toe-to-toe with the Rams. You know, they have a good chance of winning the Super Bowl here. So I'm not really too disappointed. But I feel like we still did have a chance of potentially making a sneaky little Super Bowl run. Jets versus Cowboys. That's a Cowboys win, surely. Really, the Jets. So random sim is random. So Patrick Peterson's actually pretty decent. So we're going to give him that 1-year deal. He's not going to want it, though, because that's just the way the game is. I mean, we're offering him much more than what's fair, and he's still going to decline. Exactly. Exactly. David Johnson just isn't worth it. I don't know if any of these guys... We'll take a look. So one of the biggest things we need to replace is probably the DT and Income Dichi. Maybe he's actually a lot younger than I thought. Hakeem? Jordan Hicks. Cornerbacks are fine, honestly, because we have Gardner, who's, number 3 is perfectly fine for him. Probably looking at the linebacker core mainly here, and then safety. But honestly, there's not much we can do to get better. Unless there's like a star receiver here that's already developed, I don't really see what we can do to get better. And you can see here, there's some decent players, but they're all very expensive. Every single one of these guys is kind of getting a deal here. How much does... Geekley only wants a 2-year deal. He's a 91 overall. That's pretty fair, honestly. Like, he could make a huge difference on this team. I'm willing to give him that offer. I'm willing to pay him even more. He's still an amazing player, and we have so much money to spend. Why wouldn't we? That's fair. Cortland Sutton wants a 4-year deal. Whoever's offering him the top dollar is definitely giving him a lot of money. But once again, we have tons of money. There's no reason to hold on to it. I mean, there isn't. However, the Broncos, even though, isn't that their player? I don't know why they're paying so much when they could have just paid for him in the first place. We really could use a guy like Cortland. We'd have 2 big guys for once. Decent bit of guaranteed money here. I don't really like it, but it is what it is. I'll offer him that. If he joins, I'd be shocked, but it wouldn't be the craziest thing that's happened. Well, unfortunately for Gardner, we have Mike Hughes here, who is just absolutely getting lowballed beyond belief. What a steal. A 5-year, 30 mil deal for a guy that could probably start on the team. Honestly, I'm going to offer Kuechly a little bit more. I think this is actually a huge signing for us, so I think we need to get him on the team. That should easily do it. 17 points over. Sometimes you can get him by being under 2, and sometimes you miss out being up 15, Just the way it is. Cortland Sutton rejected. I did not expect anything other than that. So, wide receiver is kind of an issue. I mean, we're getting old. What is Kirk now? Normal dev. He's 25. I mean, you guys were not that old. Hakeem Butler, quick dev, 26. Andy Isabella, quick dev, 26. I don't know. I mean, I think once again, I really don't know how we're going to get better on offense, but we need to. Kuechly's going to be a left outside linebacker for us, which is going to be an interesting role for him. 95 overall. I mean, our defense is now a 99 rated team. Rated side anyways. I really don't know what we can do to get better here. So I really don't know the talent in this class. There is a 5th round lineman I do like. There's a 3rd or 4th round wide receiver, but other than that, I mean, there's not a whole lot to be looking forward to in this class. We have a decent team though, so honestly we should be back in the playoffs. But honestly, depending on how the next season or two goes, we might end up calling it after the next season. There was like a 1st round wide receiver. There's a bunch of wide receivers here. The wide receiver I've been looking at, though, is this Pinnock guy. I think he looks like he could be a starting caliber guy. Once again, all of these guys, it comes down to how good their development trade is. You know, we have an early second corner here. It's one of the positions, not necessarily of need, but it's best available, I think. And maybe one of the guys we got can play safety. I don't know. This wide receiver looks okay, but it's once again, it's all down to the development trade. I think of all the players that has a chance to be a good player, it probably would be this fast corner, Trey Watts. 79 overall, super fast. I mean, that's a number 3 corner, perfect number 3 corner actually. Maybe we move Buddha back to safety. Honestly, I think that's probably the best bet. You know, maybe get rid of Swearinger. Even though he's a great player, we could trade him for something. I don't know. I think he'd be valuable somewhere. Wide receiver Pinnock is a late 4th, so we should be able to wait for him. So a late 3rd. I mean, this wide receiver is pretty good. I don't want to lose him, so we're going to go for him. 78 overall, normal dev. Once again, I really don't know how to rebuild a team when the developments are so bad in Madden. Like, there's just nothing you could really do. I mean, even the guys that were better than the players we just took. Wait, who is this guy? That guy looks good as hell. Could be a new DT. And we actually have some good 4th and 5th round players here. We do have a 3rd round. Yeah, I think we're fine. We'll go for the 3rd round pick. That lineman hopefully should be there, some sort of pick in the 4th, if we're lucky. So our right guard here is a late 5th. I would assume he's going to be there. So really we have one shot. Curry Hairston, I just don't believe in those types of guys, so we're taking him off the board. It's going to be down to Heath Morse and Kevin Rock, and I think Kevin Rock looks pretty damn good to me. And normal dev, once again, I mean, these are really good players and just no development trade at all. There's just not much you can do. I mean, we have the sliders already really high. And honestly, with that being the final real pick that I care about in the draft, I'm just going to trade up with the Vikings and make sure we land that guard. So we give a 4th and a 6th this, and a 4th next for the Vikings' 4th round pick, which is a pretty high selection, but we will be taking this guard. And honestly, concluding our draft, this guy does look very good in fairness. Quick dev only, but he's really good. But once again, I don't know if he even can start. We have so many guys around that skill level because all the development traits have been quick or worse. I don't understand how we're even a 90 overall at this point with how poorly we're upgrading and how bad the drafts have been in terms of development trait. Take a look at the draft recap. Of course, we drafted some guys. How was that wide receiver? It's really the only guy. Well, first I want to see the number 1 wide receiver. Where is he? Morency was kind of slow, but yeah, once again, it comes down to development trait. Great jumping, great spec. That's workable. That's definitely workable. Great traits. That's a good wide receiver. He's 21. He's 6'4", 239. They develop, hey, they may even made him as a tight end potentially. That's a really good player. Latuan Adams, not a bad player at all. I mean, with the way the drafts are in this game, that's why it's so crazy to think of guys like Hakeem Butler that are 3rd or 4th round, late 3rd rounds in real life. When in Madden, a guy with that kind of potential would go so damn high because all the drafts are just so bad. Where's the wide receiver we passed on? Was it Javek guy? I don't know if it was him. No, it wasn't. He was like, I think he was 6'1", was he? Oh, here he is, Wyrick. Sedgwick Wyrick, not a good player. So we make a pretty monster trade with the Bengals for their 2nd round pick. We trade him DJ Swearinger, Andy Isabella, and our right guard Blue. Honestly, Andy Isabella really, it's not even his fault. The entire wide receiver core has just been atrocious. I really don't know what to say. It's just not been good. And honestly, there's really not much more we can do. We've done all about as much as we can. We've honestly maybe even got worse this offseason. But honestly, we got to go with new players. get a little bit cheaper because we would have to repay Andy Isabella and Blue. I don't know, man. It's just not going well. Well, here's the team. Honestly, we did get a little bit worse, but we, out with the old, in with the new, considering how bad we've played anyways. Changed up the scheme. We have a better linebacker. Our cornerback, Hughes, he's going to be a new face. We got a little bit faster in the defense. That's another key part, I think. We're a decent team. We're probably a top 10 team, so let's start winning playoff games like we are. We're getting to that point where we actually have to start re-signing players that we drafted, and we're still, really lacking in success. Man coverage, definitely something we have to work on for Byron Murphy, but we've developed ourselves as a bit of a zone coverage team, so that's just the way it is. Here with Zach Allen, a 5-year deal, definitely can afford it. Kyler Murray really hasn't played well, but he's definitely worth the contract. Really not getting offered that much here. I think he's definitely a 5-year guy. I probably wouldn't push it too much. Maybe, if we're playing the league user, no doubt about it. He's the guy. You give him a 7-year deal ASAP. Here comes Hakeem Butler, definitely worth the money. He's been probably the best wide receiver on the team. Deontay Thompson, considering he was a late-round pick, it's not bad. He was like a 4th or a 5th rounder for us, so he's earned his job. Caleb Wilson, maybe. Offensive line, we'll deal with that in a little bit, but yeah, there's that. We've been, 9-7 back-to-back years. We didn't really get better, but we changed the scheme up, so I'm expecting a good season. 12-3-1. We had a tie as well. Very good division as well. Wow! I don't understand. How are we even... Our defense has got to be one of the best defenses ever. Literally ever. How are you even a star, Yates? I don't get it. I really don't know what to tell you. I just can't fathom why any of this is happening. How do we even go 12-3-1? Kyler Murray is just not good or something. I really don't know. I don't know what to tell you. This is easily the most baffling rebuild we've ever done. No question. 3 guys with 10 sacks plus. Not even 10 sacks plus, just 10 sacks. Todd has been absolutely just disappointing. He's got to be normal dev by now. Quick dev. Unbelievable stuff. Pick totals. What is going on? What is going on with this team? How did we go 12-3-1? I don't know. I just don't. We're a good overall. Maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe we're just not getting stats. I don't know. This is ridiculous to me. This is just absolutely baffling. I don't get it. I've tried about 6 different playbooks now. 6 different playbooks. 6. Well, maybe not 6 different schemes, but 6 different combos, I guess. I don't get it. I don't know. Well, here we are. This is obviously our best chance at the Super Bowl yet because we have a bit of a head start. Once again, no team we've played in the playoffs, even though this is only our 2nd game anyways, have we been a better overall. So that's just the way it's going to be with this team. I will say in this game, defense is really not doing well. So as much as the offense is bad, there's not really much you can do. And we are getting smoked. Smoked right now. This is actually frustrating me. And, this is just not looking good. And I'm not gonna intervene. Let the AI get out of it itself. And, hey, they're in an okay spot right now. And that spot is gone. I got to say, the offense has been pretty terrible, but the defense has been unforgivably bad. They finally make a stop. Offense has a chance, and no way. And they don't get the 2-point conversion. They go with Deontay Foreman. I'm going to play this out because obviously the AI is terrible. Troy Polamalu coming in for the onside kick. What is that wobbly screen? There's still a good chance, We got about maybe 18 seconds to work with if the defense actually makes a stop. Commit here. I think they probably would throw the ball. Now we're going to commit. They're going to run it. We ran commit and off the edge. Luckily, they overran Kamara. However, that's going to change the game a lot because I don't think a field goal is going to be in play for us anymore. Am I losing my mind? Don't tell me they're going to run it as well. What's happening? What the hell? It doesn't really change much, but what the hell was that? There's really no player that's fast enough to really stretch the field here, so I'm just going to look for the best look. Oh! And there's a flag. If that's a hold, honestly, I don't even think it would have mattered. We would have ran out of time. Why would you fight there? If you're going to fight, you better be going out of bounds. They're obviously going to accept this. How much of a joke that would be if they actually call the freaking holding play in that scenario. That would be the biggest joke in the world. Obviously, it's going to be a long shot, but Kirk down the field. Maybe somebody draws him in. And I can't even throw the ball. Maybe we do at the hole where there's that trash. Unfortunately, that's another disappointing loss on the season, on the rebuild, I suppose. I think we'll do one more season because we got kind of close. Once again, I really don't, unless there's some big names in free agency, I really don't know how we're going to get better. So, we missed another field goal. We got to get rid of him. We got to get a new kicker. Saints do make the Super Bowl in fairness, and they do win it. So we were going against a good player. Yeah, I think we're going to be looking for a new quarterback. Kicker. When the hell did we even get Blake Bortles? I don't even get that. Caleb Wilson really hasn't been a player for us. How much money do we have? We'll give him the deal, I suppose. We're going to lowball him a little bit, though. He's a backup. Come on now. Cool. Test free agency and not even make a roster. Congrats. Starting to get hot in here, guys. This time of the year, man, gets so hot in this room with these with his computer and everything else. Oh wow, some of the names here are ridiculous, like absolutely ridiculous. Dwayne Haskins, what the hell? How are these names so insane? Ed Oliver, how much is he wanting? I mean, obviously we're gonna give him the deal. I mean, we need a DT. Look at the names. Literally every single guy. How is this even real? Every single star and top 15 pick just not getting re-signed? What? I mean, we're desperate, so I'm going to take all of them if I can afford them. Nick Bosa? Like, are you for real? We could trade that Todd guy off, honestly. Well, we need all three of those guys. I mean, hey, maybe we did hold out for the right reasons. Did we get them all? We got all three. Nkemdiche, I don't know how long his contract's had to be in close. Damn, and Ed Oliver is maxed. Oh, he's not even maxed. Okay. Nick Bosa with 9 upgrades. He's maxed. Holy crap. AJ Brown. He just joined the team. He's already regressed. He's already like, wow, we suck. I have nothing to play for. Interesting. All right. So I don't know what the hell you could draft. But hey, maybe we'll find someone. Like, there's no one here in the first round. What the hell do you want me to do, game? I mean, these are bad players. We'll take this guy, actually. Normal dev, 76 overall, whatever. There's nothing I can do about it. Amari Turner. This guy's actually really good. Quick dev, 81 overall. I mean, that's a really good young running back core we have now. It's a really good power back. Draft details and whatever. Who the hell did we even take? What? Oh, did we take a pass rusher? Damn, 3 left tackles right out the gate. Who made out? Dalton Dennis. Uh-oh, Chiefs. I think you made a mistake. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Like I said, those strength guys are bad dev. Oh, they made a mistake. Mason Murray. It's the strength guys. We're avoiding them from now on. This guy's a number 4. Like, can EA, like, work on their game? I don't care if he's at 87 strength. That's ridiculous for a power back. I don't care if it's 89 trucking. It's good. He's 85 speed. Josh Jacobs ran a better 40 than that, and he didn't go till the end of the first, and he was probably by far the best running back in the class. I mean, I don't really know what you want me to do. There really wasn't much better that we could have went with. A normal dev pass rusher. Like, that's never going to work unless they work really well. And we've got guys that are 90 overall that can't do well. So, I mean, that's just the way it is. I don't know what to say. I don't know. Hassan Reddick has been better than Todd, but Hassan Reddick we have on contract, and we're going to trade Todd. Screw it. So here's the Dolphins with a steal. Well, we're going to sign a backup quarterback, but that's about as good as we're going to get. The best available. I don't really see us doing much better than that, so praise to Jesus that things can go well. So we have to negotiate with no money, huh? Sounds about right. Sounds about our way, huh? Luckily, we don't really have a lot of guys that we actually need to keep. We're fine. What are you guys worried about? We're perfectly fine. I wonder how rebuilds are going to work for us in the future with Madden, where I think they're going to make contracts a little bit more realistic. We're not going to be able to afford anybody. This freaking punter is looking pretty strong, though. Did we even... Oh, we forgot to get a new kicker, didn't we? We're still rocking that scrub. This lineman's kind of working himself up a little bit in a good way, not like a me way where I'm losing my mind with how the lack of success is reaching us. But hey, that's just the way it is sometimes. Let's just hope for the damn best. We made the playoffs with a bye week. We should be able to do it again. We do. And, okay, 14-2. Kyler, finally, Kyler. Finally. So who are the two teams? We lost to the Niners, and we lost to the Niners. Wow. Really? The same exact score twice? I think it was. I don't know. Sometimes I just pass out. Not a bad season. I don't know what his rushing touchdowns were like. Not really much, so probably just a weak season from everyone else, huh? Yates, he's a good overall player. He's very fast. Probably one of the fastest running backs in the league, actually. Look at this. I mean, what the hell? Kirk? He's like the third catching, yet the second most yards. I don't know. Kirk may have went up in dev. Did he? He did. Nice. All right. Fair enough. Defensively, Reddick with 18.5. Looks like we made the right decision to keep him. Holy crap. This is one of the best sacked seasons I've ever had in this year's rebuild history, honestly. Like, that's ridiculous numbers. Byron Murphy is looking good. Kicking, Graham Gano, new kicker, did a little bit better, so hopefully we can depend on him. Not bad at all. I want to know what the overall of the team is. Kyler Murray, he's looking pretty good. He's, probably about a 94, 95 overall. Overall, not a bad QB. So we're going against the Rams again with a newly inspired team. All receivers in the 90s. All skill positions in the 90s, honestly. Our left tackle's getting there. Offensive line's finally getting there. It's all it takes one amazing season. Look at Bosa. Unbelievable stuff. Ed Oliver's max. Byron Murphy's probably max as well. I mean, let's take a look. This is the best team in the league probably at this point. Like, it's a weird team because usually with this kind of talent, we'd be a little bit higher than overall. So 94 is a little shocking because honestly, maybe it's just the big names tricking me, but that looks like one of the best rosters I've ever had in rebuild. So we'll find out, I guess. Here we go. Starting off with 3 points. Not bad. Defense holds them. We get another 3. They get 3. We get 7. Our team's looking a little bit more confident here, honestly. I mean, we're kind of putting a show on the Rams of all teams. I think this is probably the last chance Rams here. We're just going to let this thing roll out because the defense has pretty much locked them up. Of course, they got a late, last-second garbage time score. But 40-17, we finally win a playoff game, and we do it with ease. I mean, that's just a really good performance from pretty much everyone on the team. Defensively, we had a lot of sacks. That defense is really shown up. We're picking up Ed Oliver and Nick Bosa. I don't know how they both hit free agency, but yeah, that's pretty good. Another hard NFC team to beat, the Cowboys, a 96 overall roster. This could be the end of the rebuild. I think no matter what, this is the final season of the rebuild. We've done 5 seasons, I believe, and most importantly, this is the best we're going to get. You know, we're running out of money, and our guys are starting to regress. The most of the guys that are really good are already 99 max, so there's not much we can do other than maybe some of the offensive pieces. But obviously that looks good enough the way it is. The Jets, 49 points against the Browns. That's going to be a tough matchup in the Super Bowl, whoever has to play them. Hopefully it's Arizona. Start of the second quarter, it's a 3-point game. Interesting. We score 7. Defense is doing good on both sides, man. This is a real defensive battle. They get a field goal again before half. We are up by 5. They get 3 again. They're trying to win this game with field goals. I don't know if it's going to be enough. Defenses have done a very good job, and honestly, this offense is disappointing. It really is. I mean, defense is doing a good job, but here you're going to give up free points when you're punting from your own 10-yard line. I mean, what are we doing? What a choke job. Defense locking up again. 5 minutes left. Offense can't move the ball worth a lick. An amazing punt from the young beast. And on the final drive, they score a touchdown. We're running out of time here. Are we not going to use any timeouts yet? Makes sense. Why would you use timeouts? Why would you use timeouts? We lose a bunch of yards. On the team is in the prime route. We might just give him a look. Kyler. We're running out of time here, buddy. Try to spin left. Couldn't. From the 9. This is an interesting one. I will say, win or lose, this is a pretty freaking insane finish. I don't know if it's super tricky, though. Like, it looks pretty basic. Kirk to the corner, and he holds on for the win to the Super Bowl. What a play. And honestly, with this play, I don't know why you would even come out with a field goal. There's no way. There's literally no way. There's no chance in hell you come out with the field goal unit. You hike the ball. You roll out. You get the lane. And you're going to take it for a 2-point conversion anyways to make it look better. No way in hell you get your field goal unit out there up by 1 with the time gone. There's no chance. I'd put my fastest players on the field. And I'd just catch the ball and throw it away. Fastest just in case there's a bad snap. Get a guy to run that thing back. Good game. Obviously, we had to come in and completely clutch it. Terrible rushing performance. This is it's kind of an interesting thriller-style way to finish this rebuild. Let's see how it goes. When it comes to, like, actual good rebuilds, when it comes, you know, with a main player, like a new guy, like, you know, maybe a Devin White, which it's not really like a cornerstone player, but like a Nick Bosa maybe, Kyler Murray, Daniel Jones. This probably is the hardest one to do. You know, with the Giants, you got some offensive players that are decent. But with the Cardinals, I mean, there's really not a whole lot to work with right out the gate, is there? I think the next one we do, maybe a Dolphins Josh Rosen. We'll see. That's a tough one as well. Probably even tougher than this. But we'll see. Of course, I have something special planned for Wednesday, assuming I have enough time to do it, which I should. I think you guys will like it. I know I'll like it. Hopefully. I don't know. Well, we'll see. The Jets put up 49 points. We struggle to put up points, but our defense makes it hard on everyone else as well. So let's see if the defense can do it again. Really, it's all about that defense. They set up the whole game. Offense has potential. They just usually don't, you know, play to that potential. However, with defense helping there, that's a good play. Defense locking up. It's looking good. Start of the second half, we are going to be up 14 points. We give up a short field early, though. This is looking like an interesting matchup. I really can't tell which way this is going to go. This looks like they're going to tie it up. They do tie the game up with 12 minutes left. Offense coming down the field in a hurry. They run stagnant. However, there is a penalty on the defense, and it extends the drive, and we do take advantage of it with a very clutch 7 points on third down. Defense is doing its defensive things. 4 minutes left. All you have to do is hold it. 3rd and 2, it's a sack, unfortunately, and we're going to have to punt this ball away. 1.5 minutes left. Defense doing a good job. Are they going to be able to hold on, though? I really want to see what this looks like. We got Hail Mary looks. They need a touchdown. Honestly, I would probably just take a couple shots to the end zone. Maybe not. Le'Veon Bell's still here. Darnold's still here. You got a couple of new faces. What the hell is that? Murphy, proven to be a legend. One to beat. It's Darnold. Can't do it, but that will be the win for the Super Bowl. What a play. Out of nowhere, Murphy. Terrible look. I don't know what the hell Sam Darnold was thinking there. But, of course, the Arizona Cardinals win the Super Bowl. Absolutely astonishing. Honestly, maybe a season or two ago, I just was not. I just wasn't feeling it. I really wasn't. But that's ridiculous. I don't know. I really don't know. But that's pretty insane. It's pretty insane. I don't think they ever won the Super Bowl before. This is the first time, huh? I would assume so. Pretty impressive. I think they've been to the Super Bowl like once, maybe. I think it was the Madden cover, 2009 cover. Troy Polamalu versus, was it Troy? I think it was Troy versus Larry, right? Pretty legendary players there. That was a hell of a Super Bowl. One of the best I've ever seen. That James Harrison run is the craziest run like ever. Like pick six. Absolutely. Like, there's people to this day, Cardinals fans, that probably think that he didn't get that touchdown. Larry Fitzgerald tried so hard, but James Harrison was on a mission. I know this is supposed to be about the Cardinals, but even if you lost that Super Bowl, that's an amazing Super Bowl by the Cardinals. I don't care what anyone says. That was a god-tier game. So even if you lose, at least you're a part of an amazing one. You know, at the end of the day, the Steelers made ridiculous plays that you just can't expect to make. And, you know, any of those one misstep by Santonio or, you know, a sliver shorter for James, and Cardinals do have their Super Bowl win. But, hey, here you get your Super Bowl win. It works out for the best. Kyler Murray going to lead the Cardinals out of the dark ages, and the Cardinals are they're going to get some postseason success within the next 5 years for sure. This was a pretty fun one. I mean, it was frustrating at first, but you know, the challenging ones are fun. You know, it's nice to work for something, and we'll let that go on. So, of course, we finished this rebuild in year 2023 with a Super Bowl victory, a 96 overall team, just a great roster. Of course, it really helped having guys like A.J. Brown, Ed Oliver, and Nick Bosa hit free agency, which it's a very rare chance any of them hits free agency, let alone all in the same year. But at the end of the day, they were in free agency. It's realistic for us to go for them with that kind of cap space, That's the way you got to do it. It's the way you got to work with. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like. Subscribe if you're new. It means a ton, especially at this point in Madden's progression, or I guess say regression on YouTube. And maybe follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr. Subscribe to my second channel, PK Plays. I'm trying to record a series before I post it. I want to get it all recorded, so I'm trying my best there, so be patient with me. But anyways, I guess before that, if you have any suggestions for a series, let me know, because, I think Desperados may be coming to an end. Chicago could be coming to an end in our all-position franchise. That's a limited series. Kyler Murray may get a reboot. We'll see. May get a second season. I'm not sure. Gotta talk to the network first. And, yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys come back for the next video. But until next video, see